The BMF empire is now in chaos after reports claim Big Meech has officially cut ties with his own son, Lil Meech, over a shocking $10 million scandal. Insiders reveal that Big Meech discovered financial moves that allegedly drained millions from BMF accounts and business ventures attached to the family's legacy. This fallout follows months of speculation that BMF money was being mishandled behind the scenes. Sources allege that Lil Meech leveraged his father's reputation to strike private deals, endorsements, and opportunities, while excluding the very people who helped build the empire for Big Meech. It was nothing short of betrayal. Adding fuel to the storm, 50 Cent, who had long hinted at shady financial dealings, now seems completely vindicated. Fans on social media are flooding timelines with posts like 50 warned him and BMF is crumbling before our eyes.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
You know, I never done that, man. I don't even know where they come up with that, man. And then the guy's a rat, man. He's been working with them for the feds for 2 years now. You know what I'm saying? Cooperate. So you can look at my paperwork, man. My paperwork. If I was ratting it, it'd be on CNN.
Big Meech's alleged statement, "The loyalty is gone, we are done," has sent shockwaves across hip-hop. For an empire once defined by power, loyalty, and brotherhood, a father and son split of this magnitude is devastating. With 50 Cent fanning the flames, Rick Ross still involved in massive BMF-related ventures, and Lil Meech choosing silence, the Black Mafia family legacy is hanging by a thread. Reports claim Big Meech even fired off a threatening text to 50, warning him to stop speaking on his son or face serious consequences. This came shortly after 50 released a jaw-dropping video, allegedly showing Lil Meech setting up a longtime friend by reporting him to police and letting him take the blame. Even more shocking, that same friend is now siding with 50, claiming he ended up behind bars because of Lil Meech's betrayal. For months, 50 has been relentlessly targeting both father and son, and it appears Big Meech has finally hit his breaking point. If 50 keeps pressing, this feud could escalate into something far darker. The drama reignited when 50 dropped explosive body cam footage, allegedly exposing Lil Meech betraying his own friend during a tense traffic stop.
He's in my bag.
In the bag?
Yes, I'm a minor, sir. I have security guards. They left that in my bag, sir. I did not pack my bag.
Well, we can get that all straightened out.
In the footage, Lil Meech's associate is arrested while accusing him of selling him out to the police. Right there in the moment, the video shows Meech sitting in the back of a squad car as both men are detained. At one point, after an officer reports finding a firearm, Meech can be heard asking, "Did you find the other stuff?" That one line immediately raised suspicion. What makes it worse is that his careless words pushed officers to dig deeper into the vehicle, even though they had already made it clear the firearm itself was not their main concern at the time. His slip of the tongue turned a bad situation into something far more serious, and that is when things took an even darker turn. The same friend who ended up serving time after Meech's betrayal came forward on Instagram, exposing everything with the exact body cam footage that had already gone viral. Known online as 3 Luck, he dropped a wave of posts telling his side of the story. He shared photos of himself with Meech from better days before the fallout, and alongside them, he accused Meech of snitching to the police, leaving him to carry charges connected to both the gun and narcotics. In one caption, 3 Luck wrote, "Reason I got to do Fed time. I hate fake dudes like Lil Meech. My trial of life supposed to be real but do."
BMF Immortal, and it's cool. Like sometimes we switch perspectives, so it's from a law enforcement perspective.
Oh wow!
Instead of it being from the actual hustler side or the aspirational side.
The message left no doubt about his anger, but he did not stop there. 3 Luck took aim at Big Meech as well, accusing him of raising someone weak and calling Lil Meech a lame. He claimed that while he was asleep in the car, completely unaware, Meech let him take the fall for both the gun and the substances. He also pointed out how 50 Cent sided with him for exposing Meech as a snake. In another post, he revealed, "He told me he was sorry and was going to pay me back, but according to 3 Luck, those words meant nothing." He vented further, questioning, "Why you asking 12 if they got the guns and the other stuff off me? That's not telling." He went on to explain the only reason he stuck around Meech was because he believed he was loyal, solid, and worth writing for. Instead, he says he found out Meech was the exact opposite. 3 Luck added that he poured thousands into lawyers and bonds fighting charges that should not have been his in the first place, all because of someone he once saw as a brother. Meanwhile, Meech kept his image spotless while reportedly losing himself in pills and distractions. To 3 Luck, the betrayal was deeper than just legal charges. It was about shattered trust. The story hit even harder when he revealed he lost not just business money, but irreplaceable time with his child. And in one cutting line, he tied it back to Big Meech's own words. "These the same dudes that say death before dishonor. That's just words, like I love you." To him, honor and loyalty had become nothing more than empty talk. Through it all, Meech stayed completely silent, but one person wasted no time jumping in. 50 Cent, true to form, 50 trolled in his signature fashion, reposting a screenshot from power star Michael Rainey Jr.'s Instagram where he clowned Meech, with 50 adding, "I'm proud of you Michael, I looked at your page lol, see what happens when you don't use drugs and blow all your money on chrome hearts jeans."
He came and got me before I even knew I could even act at all, before even acting was even a thought. And my dad called me one day and told me that he wanted me to fly to Atlanta in his presence so I could meet 50 for the first time and see the first casting that he was doing. You know, so I flew out there and it was lined around the street. And the first time I met 50, you know, it was just genuine. And I sat by him and we actually got to watch people audition for a couple hours. And the next day he called me 8 o'clock in the morning, woke me up. I'm like, damn, 50 calling me. So I answered the phone. He like, hey, what you think about going to acting classes? I want you to play your dad. And at first, you know, it sounded crazy, but of course, you know, I'm gonna do it. I'm not doing nothing. So of course I wanted to do it. You know, I just didn't know if I could.
The airport reference was a callback to a separate leaked clip from Lil Meech's 2022 arrest. During that incident, TSA agents found an unloaded gun inside his suitcase. Even though he did not have a license to carry it, that situation already put cracks in his image. But when paired with the recent body cam footage, the perception of Lil Meech has only grown worse. The strangest part of that airport video was his excuse. Despite being 23 years old at the time, Meech oddly tried to argue that he was not legally an adult, almost as if age could erase accountability. The defense made him look even more foolish. Then came the classic celebrity play. Meech loudly dropped his name, frantically hoping that fame alone would sway TSA agents. The "do you know who I am" card fell flat, only piling more embarrassment onto the situation. Naturally, 50 Cent thrives on this kind of material, with the body cam footage of Lil Meech allegedly betraying his friend already fueling online conversations. The resurfaced airport meltdown gave 50 premium ammo for his infamous Instagram trolling, and of course, he cashed in immediately. But things escalated when Big Meech himself decided to step into the storm after 50 began dragging both father and son, mocking Lil Meech's alleged snitching while also targeting Big Meech's failures as a parent. The elder Meech finally answered back. He posted photos of himself with his son, captioned defiantly, "Nothing can stop us, we all the way up." On the surface, it looked like a display of strength and loyalty, but behind the scenes whispers told another story. Rumors claimed Big Meech privately reached out to one of 50's longtime associates. Some believe it was an attempt to ease the tension, others think it was a quiet warning. Either way, it signaled that this feud had outgrown simple trolling. It was now a chess match between two giants with deep history. Insiders even suggested that Big Meech's private message was short but sharp: "Tell him to stop playing with my son or else." Normally, Big Meech avoids public threats, which makes this alleged warning even more striking. The shift in tone has not gone unnoticed, with whispers that producers of the BMF series are quietly distancing themselves, worried the drama might spill from television into real life. That alone shows how explosive things have become. It is also important to remember that 50 Cent's attacks on Lil Meech did not come out of thin air. The fire was lit when Big Meech linked with Rick Ross, one of 50's most bitter rivals. That move pushed 50 over the edge, and he retaliated by labeling Big Meech a rat. He implied that Meech cut his prison sentence under the First Step Act by cooperating, even posting screenshots of court documents through longtime associate Tammy Cowens to push the idea. But here's the catch: nothing in the official record confirms that. In reality, Big Meech served 27 out of 30 years, with the reduction tied to federal sentencing reforms, not testimony. In a rare jailhouse interview, Big Meech shot the rumor down, saying plainly that if he had ever cooperated, it would have been national news. Still, the debate rages. Some fans argue 50 had no right to call him a rat after nearly 3 decades behind bars. Others insist Big Meech's partnership with Rick Ross was the ultimate betrayal, especially since 50 financially supported the family during his sentence and handed Lil Meech his breakout role in the BMF series. At its core, this feud is fueled by loyalty, betrayal, and pride, and it shows no signs of slowing. 50 has also hinted that jealousy was the real spark. According to him, Big Meech could not handle how close Lil Meech had become to him. 50 claimed envy destroyed their relationship, suggesting Meech trusted him more than his own father. On Instagram, he even alleged Big Meech cut off financial support for his son, painting him as a negative role model who encouraged reckless spending and substance abuse. In contrast, 50 cast himself as the true father figure, saying he was the one steering Lil Meech away from self-destruction. He dropped one of his boldest claims yet, that Lil Meech had a serious breakdown from substance abuse during the filming of BMF, and that he, not Big Meech, was the one who got him into rehab. 50 wrote, "I thought about it. I think he was uncomfortable with me and Meech's relationship. I tell Meech don't do drugs. He telling him how he used to like it's cool. I tell him to chill, stop spending all his money. He telling him how much he blew. People don't know I had to send Meech to rehab." The post was a bombshell, not just because of the accusations, but because it flipped the entire narrative, painting 50 as the savior pulling Lil Meech out from under his father's shadow. Even on set, chaos seemed to follow. Reports surfaced of Russell Horn's blood pressure spiking during filming, him vomiting during a weapons test, and Ian allegedly revealing that someone discovered whippets in a truck, adding to suspicions about what was happening behind the scenes. When Lil Meech first landed his breakout role, he admitted he was lost until 50 stepped in, mentored him, and even paid for his acting lessons. Old interviews show him crediting 50 for shaping his career, but despite that opportunity, Meech allegedly squandered it. Reports claim he burned through $5 million in just 3 years, blowing cash on jewelry, cars, and designer fashion instead of securing his future. To many, it looked like wasted potential. That is why 50's criticism cut so sharply. He did not just give Meech a spotlight, he gave him structure, connections, and a lifeline. But the snitching allegations added yet another explosive twist. Voices close to the Flannery camp argue that 50 is being hypocritical, branding people rats based on loyalty instead of facts. The big question now hangs heavy: did 50 cross the line? Was labeling Big Meech a snitch over his ties to Rick Ross a deliberate lie, or just another round of trolling that spun out of control with threats exchanged and reputations hanging in the balance? This saga is far from over, and if you have been following this breakdown and want more shocking updates on this feud, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more stories shaking hip-hop culture at its core.